Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to this channel. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you found me. So if you're planning on traveling to Thailand as a tourist, or perhaps you're considering of moving here to study, or even you're a remote worker who is interested in staying longer term in the Kingdom of Thailand, then there has been some pretty good news for you guys in 2024. There's been quite a few updates to a few of the different visas in Thailand, and including some new visa options as well, which is really great news for a lot of us. Very interesting, very exciting. So I thought we could go over some of those updates to the visas in this video today. So that's exactly what we will be doing. These changes are designed to make your stay and entry into the kingdom more hassle-free, your stay more enjoyable, and overall a little bit of a smoother event. So if you're planning on visiting as a tourist, then there's plenty of good news for those of us who are travelers. And there is even that much anticipated digital nomad visa perhaps. So we'll get to that in just a moment, but let's get straight into it and let's talk about some of these updates, beginning with the updates to the tourist visas. But before we get to the visas themselves, let's first talk about the updates to the visa exemption scheme. So for those of you from or lucky enough to hold the passport of 93 of the 93 countries included in this scheme, then visa exemption has been increased from 30 days to 60 days. Now, many of you may know that visa exemption is nothing new to the country of Thailand. Visa exemption has been here for quite a long time. However, previously to 2024, visa exemption was for the length of 30 days. Now, you could extend that a further 30 days within the kingdom, so you could go to a local immigration office and extend it to 60 days. However, things have changed. Now, if you are from one of those 93 countries included, as I mentioned, then you will now get a stamp in your passport for 60 days visa exemption. You don't need a visa, you're free to travel in Thailand for up to 60 days. And I believe you can also then extend that within the country too. So previously you could get the 30-day visa exemption, extend that for 30 days to get a total of 60 days visa exemption. Essentially, you do have to pay a fee. I think the fee is 1,900 Thai baht, if I remember correctly. However, like I said, things have changed, so now you get 60 days visa exemption initially, with the possibility, which I think is a possibility, to extend those 60 days a further 30 days. So once again, you would go to a local immigration office within Thailand and apply for an extension of a further 30 days. So that would be 60 days visa exemption plus 30-day extension, meaning you would get a total of 90 days in Thailand, essentially visa free. So I think this is a really cool update to visa exemption. It gives you that possibility to stay in Thailand for a longer period without even needing to go through the trouble of applying for a visa. So yeah, great news for those of us who are eligible to this scheme and are able to now get visa exemption in Thailand for up to 60 days with, again, that possibility to extend as opposed to the previous 30 days. So a nice little update to visa exemption. So the next update is to the visa on arrival scheme. The update is that the number of countries that can benefit from a visa on arrival has increased from 19 to 31. This allows a 15-day stay and is perfect for short visits. Essentially, if you're not eligible for visa exemption, perhaps you're eligible for visa on arrival, which essentially means you don't have to apply for the visa in your home country before you come to Thailand. You can fly to Thailand and apply for the visa on arrival when you get to the airport in Thailand, when you get to one of the international airports. Essentially, the update here is that the amount of countries this is available to has been increased. So if you are from one of these 31 countries, then you are now eligible for visa on arrival in Thailand. So you can get your 15-day visa once you arrive in the kingdom. Again, this is making it a little bit more smoother for more people, allowing more tourists easy travel in the Kingdom of Thailand. So again, a nice welcome update to the tourist visas. Next, let's talk about the very brand new and the very exciting new visa for Thailand, being dubbed the Digital Nomad Visa. This is the DTV, Destination Thailand Visa. This is possibly the most exciting and most anticipated visa type, and is very welcome, and there is a lot of buzz about this visa online and out there or at least out here in Thailand amongst the expat community. This is a very intriguing visa option. It's a potential game changer for digital nomads, those who work remotely, or freelancers and who want to stay in Thailand whilst working remotely abroad. It's also potentially a great opportunity for those of you interested in studying or practicing traditional Thai cultural practices. Those might include Muay Thai or potentially Thai language. This visa allows multiple entries over the period of 5 years, with each stay lasting up to 180 days. So let me say that again, this is a visa that is valid for 5 years, and when you enter Thailand, you're granted a permission of stay for up to 180 days. Now, if you want to extend that, again, you can at an immigration office. I believe you can go to a local immigration office and pay to have that extended. So I think you can go and pay the fee and get a further 180 days, or you can leave Thailand, okay, and then return, and then upon re-entry from that date, you would get another 180 days, okay, and you can do that as often as you like over the 5-year period if you qualify for this visa. Now, obviously, this may sound too good to be true, and it is a very, very good visa option for a lot of us. There are some things that you will need to be granted this visa. So you need to, if you're a digital nomad applying for this visa, you need to show that you are employed. You need to have proof of employment, or if you're a freelancer, you need to have a portfolio of work and clients to be able to apply for this visa also. If you're applying because you're studying something culturally Thai, again, these rules aren't that clear as of now, as I'm making this video, but I think if you had like paid already for a camp to study Muay Thai, or perhaps you've already enrolled on a language school to learn and study the Thai language, then those would also be needed. Those documents will be needed when applying for this type of visa. Visa fee is 10,000 Thai baht, so you have to pay that fee, but that is for a 5-year visa, don't forget, so it's not that bad at all, I would say. Finally, you do need proof of funds, so you need proof of funds of 500,000 Thai baht in a bank account. Okay, so those are the things that you would need to qualify for application of this visa. This really is a great visa option, definitely something that I'm going to be looking into myself perhaps in the future, and a lot of people are already saying online that they've been successful in applying for this visa. So again, this is a brand new visa type. This is very exciting, and if you are a digital nomad perhaps, or someone who's interested in studying the language or studying something culturally Thai, and you want to stay here for a long time, this potentially could be a very good option for you. Finally, there has also been an update to the education visa. Okay, so I think it's a new visa, although it could just be there has been a ed visa for a long time now. However, there is a new visa, or perhaps they're updating this visa, and it's now called the Ed Plus visa. So there is also some updates to the traditional education visa for those of you who want to study in Thailand too. So foreign students can now stay in Thailand for a year after graduation. This extension lets you work in your field of study and even switch to a non-immigrant visa without leaving the country if you find a job here. Again, this is a very welcome update, I would imagine. So this potentially would mean that you could come to a university in Thailand if you wanted to do that, or if you wanted to study in Thailand, and then instead of having to leave immediately after graduation or your course has finished, you can now stay for a further year to look for work in the field of study. Okay, so this again, great, very kind update to this visa system. And also, when they say that you can now switch to a non-immigrant visa within the country from the Ed visa, that again is a very good and welcome update, I would say, for those of you who are interested in this visa type, because it means you can switch. A non-immigrant visa could be a working visa. So if you did find work in your field of study, let's create a scenario. Let's say you came and studied education. Let's say you studied on a teaching course at a university in Bangkok perhaps. You can then extend it for a year by the sounds of things, and this is me interpreting these rules, so I hope they're correct, and look for a work in teaching. Okay, and then you can also switch from your Ed Plus visa to the non-immigrant B, which is the working visa, without leaving the country. So again, previously, if you studied as a teacher, you'd probably have to leave the country and then look for work and then come back and then maybe even leave the country again to get back onto the working visa. But yeah, this seems to have been a great update for those of you who want to come and study in a particular field and find work in a particular field. You can now do all of that in country, and they even give you some time to find work after your graduation. So great news on the visa front there also. So those are some of the updates that have happened to the visas in Thailand in 2024. I'd say this is very exciting stuff. I'm very interested in a few of these visa types myself, so I'll definitely be considering them more and looking into them more. I'm very excited to see what comes of them. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.